Hello everyone, Nicole here, and I am back with Craft Collabs this month to do a fun sponsored hop with Pearblossom Press. If you've been around my channel before, you've seen me use these easy lights. They are super fun and, true to their name, super easy to add to your projects. With Craft Collabs today, we do have a giveaway, so you'll want to leave comments along all of the hop stops, and we'll be picking a prize winner in the next week. All the details are below in my description. So today I am featuring this fun birthday card, and it has a really cool watercolor technique using a stencil. So we'll get started with that. And this stencil is from Colorful Life Designs. This is a designer that we have featured previously with Craft Collabs. And this is the birthday cake stencil. So I am using some fog ink with the new iCrafter blending brushes. I love these because they're actually brushes. They can be cleaned out if need be, and they just blend so beautifully. I just got them the other day. Anyway, I'm using some fog here to just get the background in place. And basically what this is going to give me is a outline that I can follow to do some watercoloring with. So I'm going to color this in. And as you can see, I'm starting to get just that hint of the birthday cake outline, and that's exactly what I want. And once I have this done, I will move on into some watercoloring. So now you can see I've got my gray background to work with here, and this will make it very easy for me to do this watercoloring. Basically, I'm just going to take water and fill it in using the outline of the gray. And once I have it filled in, then I can just go ahead and add in my color. And because this gray is so light, it's really not going to affect the color that I've chosen to use. So this is Pinkfresh liquid watercolors, and this is a little bit of candy apple, like 1 drop of candy apple mixed with just the tiniest bit of sapphire, and it makes for kind of a rose red, which was what I really was looking for, kind of a pinkish red color. And you can see that that just travels along, and it stays within the bounds of the water that I put on the paper. And I've got 1 layer of my cake done. So I'll work my way all the way up the cake, and we'll do the same thing with the candles and the flames. I'll go ahead and put some music on so you can enjoy this coloring come to life. So I have my panel finished here, and I did just a little bit of some extra detailing by adding a little bit more ink to each of the elements, and I think that turned out really cute. And I've got my sentiment already adhered on here. This is the Happy Birthday die from Altenew, and I have it die cut out in some Midnight Plum glossy foil cardstock from Tonic. And I just love the way that all comes together. So now it's time to put together our easy light. So I've got one of the batteries, and I'm going to just pull this apart. Of course, I've already used one from my sample project, and they come together like so. So you just gently bend that, and it's going to come apart, and you've got one, and then you can set the other ones aside. And I'm going to put this battery in plus side up right into the receptacle here, and then I press the button to make sure that all my lights are lighting up, and they are. So this light kit is now ready to go. So I'm going to create a space for the light to shine through, which is going to be through these candles, of course. So I've got my little pokey tool and a foam mat, And all I have to do now is poke some holes in my candles. Like so. So now I've got holes all the way across. And I already have my card base started here. So this is just a regular card base with some frosted silver cardstock from Tonic on here because I wanted to have a nice border around the edge that was silver and pretty cool looking. So, and then I have some foam already started, and I'll talk about it in a minute. So I'm going to put this right on top, and I want to mark just a couple of these so I know kind of where the three are going to go. I want to have them equally spaced. So I'm going to mark this one here. I'm going to mark the center one, and then I'm going to come out to mark this one here. So I've got three little dots, 1, 2, and 3 right here. So the top ones are really quite close to the top, which is fine. The last thing that is left for me to do is to assemble this. So I know that my controller is going to go kind of right here in the corner. So I can actually put that in place right now. And I would prefer to use like a super glue because this is a really slick back, and a regular liquid glue is not going to stick very quickly, especially with this foil paper. So I always just use a little bit of super glue to make sure that my controller is going to stay in place. And give that just a second to dry. So while that's drying, now I can take my first light, and I'm going to be using just some washi tape to hold this down. It doesn't need anything special really. The washi tape works perfect. And I'm going to bring this first light up and get it close to that mark. It doesn't necessarily need to go on the mark, but it needs to go close. And I'm going to just tape it down. And then I repeat that for the next two. Like so. And the third one. Like so. And then I can take all of my extra wire and kind of twist it around. It wants to twist because that's how it was in the packaging. And then I can put some more washi tape over that to just hold it down temporarily until I get all of my pieces put together. All right, so now one time, check it again to make sure that it's lighting up good, and it is. And then I like to put my cover over the top of it and make sure that I'm getting the effect that I'm looking for. And that looks pretty great. So now it's time to finish this up. And you do need 2 layers of foam. So what I've done is just taken some fun foam, and I put this 1/8 inch adhesive strips on it. It's just adhesive strip that comes in a roll. You can use liquid adhesive if you want. If you're going to use a tape runner, I suggest you use a double-sided tape runner like this, or tape like this, because it sticks really well versus using just a regular tape runner. Sometimes that is not strong enough and it will fall apart, but this stuff really stays stuck. So I am putting a second layer on here. You need to, because the battery pack is just a little bit taller than most single layer foams. And of course I had everything pre-cut here. Well, apparently except for that one. Good thing that rips right off. All right, so that is done. And I do have a couple of extra support pieces here that I created just to make sure that the center really stays up and it doesn't flatten out in the center there. All right, so once I have all that done, of course these little strips will come off, and all I have to do is put my top panel back on, and this card will be finished. Just pop that on. And there we go, another successful light up card with the Pearblossom Press Easy Lights. I really hope you enjoyed today's project and that you're loving the Craft Collabs hop. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe, and I'd love for you to subscribe to all of my fellow hoppers today. We appreciate you supporting our crafty channels. Don't forget about the giveaway. I'd love for you to win one of these Pearblossom Press Easy Light kits. Thanks so much for stopping by, and until next time, happy crafting.